Deep within a land untouched by time lies the Whispering Grove. Ancient trees, their branches heavy with moss, reach towards the heavens. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dappling the forest floor in emerald light. The air hums with the whispers of spirits, their voices carried on the breeze. Here, in this mystical heartland, a young man named Riku began his journey. Riku, a young man of 16, swung his wooden sword. Each movement lacked precision, his brow furrowed in concentration. He trained under the watchful gaze of his grandfather, a legendary warrior, yet doubt clouded his spirit.
Again, Riku sighed, his shoulders slumping.
Why? Why am I not strong enough?
Strength, Riku, is not just the swing of a blade, it is the courage to protect what you hold dear.
He placed a hand on Riku's shoulder, his grip firm yet kind. Riku looked at his grandfather, his words echoing in his ears. Could he find the strength within himself, the courage to protect those he loved? That night, as the moon bathed the Whispering Grove in its silvery light, a strange glow emanated from the heart of the forest. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, beckoning Riku towards the unknown. He felt a pull, an ancient call echoing through his very being.
Thinking, what is this feeling?
Despite his apprehension, Riku couldn't ignore the call. With a deep breath, he stepped into the forest, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The path ahead was shrouded in mist, the trees looming like silent guardians. Little did he know, his life was about to change forever. The forest floor grew soft beneath Riku's feet, silencing his approach. The strange light pulsed brighter now, illuminating the clearing ahead. In the center of the clearing, a figure danced amidst a whirlwind of shadows. The figure, small and agile, moved with a grace that defied the chaos surrounding her. As Riku watched, mesmerized, the shadows solidified into grotesque creatures, their claws reaching for the spirit girl.
I have to help her. I can't just stand here.
Riku's resolve hardened as he stepped forward, ready to face the darkness. He couldn't stand idly by while this ethereal being fought for her life. With a yell, Riku charged into the clearing, his wooden sword held high. The creatures, startled by his sudden appearance, turned towards him with feral snarls.
Riku, be careful!
He met their attacks with surprising ferocity, his earlier doubts forgotten in the heat of battle.
I won't let you harm her.
The spirit girl, momentarily stunned by Riku's arrival, recovered quickly.
Spirits of the forest, lend us your strength.
Together they fought back the shadows, their movements becoming a synchronized dance of light and determination. Finally, with a surge of combined energy, they drove the creatures back into the darkness from whence they came.
We did it. We really did it.
The clearing fell silent, the only sound the heavy breathing of the two figures standing amidst the dissipating shadows. Riku stared at Yumi, her words echoing in the stillness of the clearing.
The path ahead will be fraught with danger, but you possess a strength you do not yet see, Riku. A courage that burns brighter than any flame.
Her words sparked a flicker of determination within him. He had faced those shadowy creatures, hadn't he? He had fought alongside a spirit of the forest.
I will help you. I will protect the spirit blade.
Riku, his expression determined, placed his hand over Yumi's. The glowing tree and the spirit blade illuminated their faces.
Together, we will protect this forest.
The forest seemed to part for them as they journeyed deeper into its heart. Ancient trees, their branches intertwined like gnarled fingers, formed a canopy overhead, shielding them from the sun's rays. Their path led them to a rushing river, its waters a swirling torrent of silver and emerald.
The River of Trials. It tests the resolve of all who dare to cross.
She looked at Riku, her eyes filled with an ancient wisdom.
Be strong, young warrior. Let your doubts be swept away by the current.
Riku stared at the raging river, his heart pounding in his chest. The water churned and frothed, its surface a canvas of shifting shadows and shimmering light. He took a deep breath, steeling himself. He had come this far, faced his fears head on. He would not falter now. The forest seemed to whisper around them as they pressed onward. Trees swayed, their branches brushing against each other, creating a chorus of rustling leaves. Shadows danced at the edge of their vision, taking on fleeting shapes that both intrigued and unnerved Riku.
The forest tests those who dare to enter its heart. It reveals our deepest fears, our hidden doubts. Only by confronting them can we truly know ourselves.
She looked at Riku, her eyes filled with understanding.
Do not lose heart, young warrior. Your courage shines brighter than any darkness.
Riku nodded, his grip tightening on his wooden sword. He knew she was right. He would face whatever trials lay ahead, embrace the unknown with every fiber of his being. They emerged from the dense undergrowth into a clearing bathed in an ethereal light. Towering trees, their trunks wider than any Riku had ever seen, formed a circle around a shimmering pool of water.
The heart of the grove, a place of great power where the veil between worlds grows thin.
She gestured towards the pool, its surface reflecting the celestial canopy above.
The spirit blade awaits, young warrior, but be warned, the path ahead is fraught with danger.
Riku felt a surge of trepidation, yet it was overshadowed by a growing sense of purpose. He had come so far, faced his fears with unwavering determination. He would not falter now, not when the fate of the forest, perhaps even the entire realm, hung in the balance. As Riku stepped closer to the pool, a cold wind swept through the clearing. The air crackled with a malevolent energy, a stark contrast to the serene atmosphere that had enveloped the heart of the grove just moments before.
What? What is this feeling?
From the depths of the forest, a figure emerged from the shadows, its form wreathed in darkness. The figure moved with an unnatural fluidity, gliding across the forest floor as if it were a phantom, its presence radiating an aura of power that sent shivers down Riku's spine.
Riku, stay close. Something's not right.
The air grew heavy, pressing down on Riku with an almost physical weight.
You dare to trespass in my domain. You seek the spirit blade, but its power is not for the likes of you.
The Wraith Lord, as if summoned from the darkest nightmares, stood before them, his eyes burning with an icy fire.
You will not have it, Wraith Lord. The spirit blade will not be a tool for your darkness. We will protect it, even at the cost of our lives.
Her words, though spoken in defiance, did little to mask the fear that flickered in her eyes. The Wraith Lord exuded an aura of ancient power, a force that threatened to consume the very essence of the grove. The air crackled with tension as the confrontation loomed. Riku watched in horror as a wave of dark energy erupted from the Wraith Lord's hand, engulfing Yumi in a torrent of shadows. He acted instinctively, throwing himself in front of Yumi, his wooden sword raised in a futile attempt to deflect the attack. The impact sent him flying backwards, his body colliding with the base of a tree.
Yumi!
Pain shot through every fiber of his being, his vision blurring as the air was knocked from his lungs. He struggled to rise, his body screaming in protest, but the force of the blow had left him momentarily incapacitated. He could only watch helplessly as the Wraith Lord turned his attention to the pool, his shadowy hand reaching out towards the shimmering light of the spirit blade.
Foolish mortals, your efforts are futile. The spirit blade will be mine, and with it I will plunge this world into eternal darkness.
Riku, his vision swimming, could only watch as the Wraith Lord's hand closed around the hilt of the spirit blade. A wave of despair washed over him, the weight of his failure crushing him like a physical burden.
But even as darkness threatened to consume everything, a faint glimmer of hope flickered within Riku's heart. He remembered his grandfather's words. Strength, Riku, is not just the swing of a blade. It is the courage to protect what you hold dear.
He had to find that strength, that courage, even if it meant facing impossible odds. The fate of the Whispering Grove, the fate of Yumi rested on his shoulders. He couldn't let them down. A surge of energy, raw and untamed, coursed through Riku's veins. He pushed himself up, ignoring the searing pain that ripped through his muscles, his gaze fixed on the Wraith Lord, who stood triumphant, the spirit blade mere inches from his grasp.
But as the Wraith Lord attempted to draw the blade from its resting place, a blinding light erupted from the heart of the tree.
The clearing trembled, the very air thrumming with an energy so potent it felt as if reality itself might shatter. The spirit blade, bathed in a cascade of pure energy, pulsed with a life of its own. It was no longer a mere weapon, but a conduit, a beacon, its power resonating with the very essence of Riku's determination, his unwavering will to protect the Whispering Grove and the spirit guardian who had become his friend. Riku, guided by an unseen force, stumbled towards the pulsating light. His hand, as if guided by destiny, reached out and grasped the hilt of the spirit blade.
Whoa, this power.
The contact sent a jolt of pure energy through his body, invigorating his weary muscles, banishing the pain that had threatened to cripple him. He felt his spirit soar, his doubts and fears consumed by the overwhelming power that flowed through him.
Riku, you're doing it!
The spirit blade, once a simple, elegant weapon, transformed in his grasp. It pulsed with radiant energy, its blade extending into a shimmering, ethereal blade of pure light. Riku, now a conduit for the blade's power, felt a surge of confidence he had never known, a certainty that he could face any foe, overcome any obstacle.
No, this cannot be.
Yumi, her form flickering but regaining strength from the surge of the spirit blade's power, unleashed a wave of ethereal energy towards the Wraith Lord. The shadows that cloaked him recoiled, his form momentarily destabilizing as he grappled with the combined might of the spirit blade and the forest's guardian. The clearing became a whirlwind of clashing energies, a symphony of light and shadow locked in a desperate struggle. Riku, wielding the spirit blade with newfound mastery, moved with a speed and grace he'd never possessed, his every swing a beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness.
I can do this. I will do this.
The Wraith Lord, his initial arrogance replaced by a growing sense of alarm, found himself on the defensive. The shadows that had once obeyed his every command now recoiled from the radiant energy of the spirit blade, his attacks deflected by Riku's newfound prowess.
You cannot defeat me!
With a final resounding clash, Riku, empowered by the spirit blade and Yumi's unwavering support, unleashed a surge of energy that engulfed the Wraith Lord. The clearing blazed with blinding light, the very air crackling with the raw power of the forest's fury. The Wraith Lord, his form dissolving into wisps of shadow, let out an agonized shriek as he was banished back into the darkness from whence he came.
It's over! We did it!
The light subsided, the echoes of the battle fading into the rustling leaves of the ancient trees. Riku, his breath catching in his chest, stood amidst the aftermath, the spirit blade now radiating a soft, comforting warmth, still held firmly in his grasp. The clearing, once shrouded in the Wraith Lord's oppressive darkness, was bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, the air alive with the rejuvenated energy of the forest.
The Wraith Lord is vanquished. The spirit blade has found its true wielder, its power entrusted to one worthy of its might.
Riku, still trying to comprehend the magnitude of what had transpired, looked down at the spirit blade, its intricate design seeming to shift and shimmer in the fading light. He had faced his fears, overcome his self-doubt, and in doing so discovered a strength he never knew he possessed. He had kept his promise to protect the Whispering Grove, to stand alongside Yumi against the forces of darkness.
I did it! We did it!
The Whispering Grove, healed and rejuvenated by the Wraith Lord's defeat, seemed to sigh with contentment, its ancient trees swaying gently in the breeze. Riku, his heart filled with a newfound peace, knew it was time to return home, to share the tale of his journey, of the friends he had made and the battles he had won.
Our paths may diverge for now, young warrior, but the echoes of your courage will forever resonate within the heart of this forest. You have found your strength, Riku, and in doing so, you have secured the safety of this sacred grove for generations to come.
Riku, his gaze meeting Yumi's, nodded, a silent promise passing between them. He knew that their paths would cross again, that the fate of the Whispering Grove, and perhaps even the world beyond, would forever be intertwined with his destiny. But for now, he would cherish the memories of his journey, the lessons he had learned. and the friendships he had forged in the heart of the mystical forest.
Until we meet again, Yumi.